real. Now this is just to put some things into perspective. This is our observable universe up here, that little circle, and then this is basically everything that we don't know and more. So in the observable universe, its diameter is 93 billion light years long. And in that, we have 10 billion known galaxies. In each galaxy, there are 100 billion stars. And that means that there are 1 billion trillion stars in the observable universe. Now we get to planets, Earth-like planets. In order for a planet to be like Earth, it has to be in this zone called the Goldilocks zone, and that is the certain distance away from the sun where water can form, and where there's water, life will soon follow. So that's just to put some things into perspective so you don't immediately like, okay, Emma, another thing about aliens, come on. So why is this such a controversial topic? It's controversial because they're nutheads like me. They're always blaming everything on aliens. So we have fake abductions that are obviously fake that come about in crop circles. There was an incident a few years ago where crop circles showed up and everyone immediately, like, aliens, right? Aliens. And professionals decided to, quote unquote, decipher the meaning of the crop circles, and it said that aliens were going to come to Earth at this point of the year and at this time, when really it was just a marketing thing from NVIDIA. It was a copy of their processing chip. So it's the idea that people keep blaming everything on aliens. That's the reason why this is so controversial. So this is actual proof, though. This old guy all the way over here, his name is Paul Hellyer. He's the former Minister of Defense of Canada. He's an engineer, he's an author, and he's the one that created the Canadian Forces by uniting the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force, everything together. So a really smart guy. And a few years ago, at a governmental meeting, he said, and I quote, "There are 4 species that have been visiting Earth for thousands of years. The extraterrestrials are here now, and at least 2 of them are working with the United States." I think that's pretty cool that aliens could be working with us right now. It honestly makes a lot of sense because we're so great. But why would someone that smart say something and not completely mean it? He even said that he created a document proving all this. So next we have this man over here. His name is James McDivitt, and in 1965, McDivitt was in space in his spaceship with his fellow astronauts when they saw what they thought to be a UFO. It was a small dark object with long arms, about 4 of them, and it was roughly a mile away. And their radar and their records said that there should not be anything around them. So when he came back down, he said that what he believed that it was a UFO. He even agreed with some people who said that they were abducted by aliens. This is another very smart individual saying that aliens do exist. Next, I have an example of an alien abduction that I honestly find pretty puzzling. Now, this was in 2002, and this is the residence of Amy Rylance. Now, Amy was abducted by a bright light, what her roommate said was a bright light that broke through the window and floated Amy out of it. Her friend then called the police, and what they found was window broken, the curtain torn, and only parts of the bushes that were closest to the window were slightly singed and burned, which is really strange to find. Then, a week later, miles away from her residence, Amy was found with strange marks all over her body, and her body hair had grown significantly. And this also isn't the only time that this has happened. So with that in mind, the possibility of aliens existed should not be immediately ruled out. We should give it some thought. Thank you.